You know, every day we've been killing each other in the streets every day. One of the amazing things with Mayor Suarez is the murder rate has gone down. And yeah, I mean, you set that question up. You have more information about about what happened in the hospitals. So, in all honesty, I don't have the most facts, as many facts.
No, I mean in your life, like
so the
COVID vaccine, the being stuck inside. Like, what did you think of all that?
I was vaccinated. It was interesting. A friend of mine told me that Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics with the KKK, to control the Jew population. When I say Jew, I mean the 12 lost tribes of Judah, the blood of Christ, who the people known as the race black really are. This is who our people are, the blood of Christ. This, as a Christian, is my belief. And I believe that if we saw ourselves as more biting my tongue on my political opinion, because I thought it would be better for my children. And now you look up and my kids are going to a school that teaches black kids a complicated Kwanzaa. I prefer my kids knew Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering. Kwanzaa doesn't, you know, so they don't teach even Christmas itself, Christ Mass. That's an LVMH company. I'm kind of very much so in beefing with them right now because they killed my best friend, Virgil.
How did they kill Virgil?
First of all, they hired him. Well, do you want the, I'm gonna try to like give you the abbreviated story.
Yeah.
Okay, so Virgil was hired as my assistant, and he ended up becoming one of my best friends because we traveled everywhere. We traveled to Japan, we interned in Italy at Fendi because we weren't accepted in Paris, and we started to gain momentum in the design world. And then Virgil did his own line called Off-White, and then I stopped doing the Kanye West line. I started doing the Yeezy line, and I did a licensing deal. I had a licensing deal with Adidas. I mean, we still have that deal. And we did this fashion show that was it was like the most seen fashion show in history. So Bernardo No, the head of LVMH, asked to meet with me, and he offered me a deal. But with the deal, they had to have ownership because they're colonizers. They're not there to just, hey, we're going to give you support and, you know, you do the best thing you can. All these people, a lot of the VCs and a lot of these kind of companies, they have to have ownership. And Louis Vuitton had presented themselves in such a way, they have so much real estate, where a black man's dream come true would be to have that level of support from a company, because then we can go back into the neighborhood in our pink Cadillac, metaphorically.
Yeah.
You know, the pink Cadillac was literally invented for that. Google that. I don't feel we don't have enough time to talk about it right here. The Cadillac, that specifically colored pink, is just like, so all of my design team wanted to work with Louis Vuitton. So Bernardo No shook my hand, said we're going to do the Kanye West deal at Louis Vuitton, and I was actually going to give him the lion's share, which thank God I didn't. 3 months later, they dropped the deal at the board. The next collection I do, season 2, we don't have anyone to support it because I had to have Adidas indemnify the collection. The third collection, we're there. Virgil's working with me. He's got his line, but he's my main employee, and he's running the Donda design group, and he's bringing in Heron Preston, and Matt Williams is working with me, and we have our crew. And we do this show at MSG, and it's like a big hit. Season 4, I did a show, and it started late. And I was really depressed about that. Then a week later, Kim got robbed in Paris. Then I just tell Scooter, after I finished his leg, Scooter Braun was my manager at that time, I said, after I finish this leg of the tour, I need to just take a rest. I need to go to Japan. I love it in Japan. And Scooter's like, no, you have to do more touring. And 4 days into that tour, I was exhausted. I screamed from stage. I would have voted for Trump. This stuff. I was like, exhausted from everything at that time. Like the fashion show, my wife getting robbed, all these people telling me I couldn't say anything about Trump. It was just a lot. And I ended up in the hospital, and I wear that badge every conversation I can be, put down for that. So Virgil is going on and, being more and more successful and clicking all the dots, all the boxes that a black designer and black creative should click, more than anyone ever. He's basically like Michael Jordan. He is the Michael Jordan of fashion, literally. He's clicking all of these dots, and he gets the deal to be the head of men's design at Louis Vuitton, which is, aside from Hermes, is one of the most prestigious jobs in the world. And he goes in, and the product is selling. Virgil was actually the third person to die of cancer in that organization. So not just black men have passed in that organization, but the third person to die of cancer that was in a higher up position in that organization. And with Paris, it's a different level of elitism and racism. And Virgil was the kind of guy that he didn't hold it in. And I believe it ate him up from inside. And
how old was he?
40, early 40s. And people were like, what you mean you were best friends? You don't know the exact age? But I don't know the date.
He's a young man.
Yeah, he's a young man. So he, the level of racism, elitism, and pressure that he was under, I'm sure affected his health. And then at that point, also me and Virgil had a rivalry because he had taken my place in fashion. He now was Drake to the radio of what he was to fashion. And we had a strained relationship also. But the people I've spent the most time with in my life is my mom, second, Kim, third, Virgil. Lost all three of them in some way at this point. So I felt with Bernard Arnault, not only did he pull on the deal that contributed to me breaking down and go back on his word with that, he also went on to hire multiple people out of my organization. Like anyone that ever worked with me.
More.
I'll talk to him if I see him.
Yep.
But I guarantee you he see me. And I have visions that God gives me just over and over on community building and how to build these free energy, kinetic, fully kinetic energy communities where we impress, we put the least impression on the earth. We're not building the new New York skyline cockfight, that we are humble in the way that we present ourselves. We've got to rethink who we are as a species.